talking about linear danger areas and some basic things you can put in your kit bag the next time you find yourself with the need to cross one. Coming up. Hey team, welcome back to the channel, man. As always, I am stoked to see you. Man, if this is your first time here, this channel is all about fieldcraft and tactical virtue. If that's what you're into as well, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, stay up to date on some future content. So Riggs and I came out to a place that we haven't been to before, and have the truck parked out behind me, and we went out and we already explored this this decent sized prairie. And going out and then coming back, we had this long linear danger area. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about how to cross one in the event that you might need to in a contested environment. So what are we talking about? What kind of contested environment? So maybe it's a SHTF moment. Maybe you're moving to or from a bug out location, a hide site, a rally point, patrol base, whatever the case is, and you come across a road. This is probably the most stereotypical linear danger area that there is, right? A road is just that. It is a type of linear danger area. A linear danger area is a feature, man-made or natural, that runs linearly, that you cannot bypass. It's not like a small open area that you could work around. This represents a long fixed point or section that you have to negotiate. You have to figure out how to get from one side over to another. So as you can see, man, this linear danger area is just that. And where it's at in this corner is kind of exactly where we want to try to cross an LDA. So I have a long axis down behind me here. And down around this other corner, I have another long axis. But right here, right here, I can only see so far down this long axis. This road stretches out forever. Same way looking back this way. From this junction, I can only see so far. So right here in the apex of a turn is exactly the type of place that you want to look for when you're trying to find a spot to cross a linear danger area. In some cases, you may not have that. For instance, maybe it is a railroad track, right? When they do curve, it is very, very minor, right? Huge circumferences. So you're not going to have the type of cover and concealment that you're going to have with a bend in the road as something similar to this. So you may need to dictate the time, right? Depending again on how contested the environment is. You may have to put in a little hide site and then cross at night. All kinds of variables and considerations that you need to take into account for that only you can based off the situation at hand. And so there's going to be a few things that we're going to do regardless of the situation that we're going to find ourselves if we have to cross a linear danger area. We need to clear the near side and we need to clear the far side. Everything else may be subject to change based off what kind of TTPs that you have for yourself. And I'm going to try to make some of this apply to us as individuals as well as a collective group. So hopefully you know that this danger area is here prior to crossing it. Hopefully you've done some reconnaissance. Maybe you've already been in or through the area in the past. So before you get to that linear danger area, and other examples may be riverbeds, railroad crossing, power transmission lines, dry creek beds, trail systems, you kind of get the picture. So about 15-20 meters before you get up to the road, you want to halt. Every time you halt, you need to conduct sills. So you need to stop, you need to look, you need to listen, and you need to smell. Depending on how contested the environment is going to dictate how long this process takes. Once you're satisfied that you're secure, now you can move up to the road and begin to secure the near side. If you had a team, maybe it's a two-man detail, they could do a box recon and work up and secure to make sure that between you and that linear danger area is secure. If you don't, then you yourself may need to want to work around to one side and then come around and work back to the other side and then come up to where you want to cross this LDA. Does that make sense? Once you're satisfied that it's secure and that you're good to go to cross, now you can go ahead and try to secure the far side. Again, if you had a team that would be pre-designated prior to moving out, they would go out and do the same thing, just do a box recon and come back and give you whatever you're using for signals that the far side is good to go. If you don't have that and you're moving out by yourself, you need to be extremely cautious and careful, because the only way that you can clear the far side is visually and using your senses, right? Smelling, looking, paying attention to what you can see, what you can smell. What does your gut tell you? Once you think that it's clear, you need to beat feet across. Once on the other side, if you did have a near side security, now they're your far side, and you need to make sure that you envelop them in with you. Same with the other side as well. Get a quick head count, make sure everybody has all their gear, all their equipment, and then you get out of smoke. Now, for instructional purposes only, man, Riggs is having a time of his life, right? And so I do want to tell you, for instructional purposes as well, although I did park at the end of the road working on some other things here, obviously in a contested environment, that's not something that you're going to want to do. So maybe you have a stash site, a cache area. Again, maybe it's a bug out location, maybe it's a cabin. Maybe you did have to stash a vehicle somewhere and now you're moving your way back to it. You never want to approach directly to that area. One of the same ways that we used to secure the near and the far side, we can do a box, it's not really a box recon, we can do a dog leg. So you can imagine that you're traveling towards your objective, and at a given point you're going to execute a 90-degree turn to the left or to the right, and then turn and move again towards your objective, but now you're parallel. Where you were on this line of travel, now you're on this line of travel. And then you execute another 90-degree turn and come at perpendicular to your objective. It's a route, what it is essentially at the end of the day, it's a route that nobody would take. Nobody would take it. The other option that you have is to do a corkscrew. And so you go 360 degrees around, and I would do this in a lot more contested environment. 360 degrees around, and you keep getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So what you're doing is the entire area around it, you're doing a couple things, making sure that the area is secure, but you're also finding areas of egress in case you come up to a position where you need to escape. So you have different avenues of escape. Does that make sense? See, man, I hope you enjoyed the content of the video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Consider sharing this out with a friend that you may think could use this knowledge as well. Leave some comments down below. That way we continue to keep this conversation rolling. And as always, until then, you stay out there and you stay stoked.